Hi everyone, I hope you all. This is CoinsKid. I'm just going to dive into Bitcoin. Once again, thank you for your support. Big up the CoinsKid crew. So I'm dropping all sorts of little goodies on the Discord server and on Twitter as well. So definitely get involved in that community right now, okay? And equally, thank you to each and every single one of you in there for your support as well. So right now, Bitcoin is basically a bit flat, okay? But what I am anticipating, it doesn't mean it has to happen, but I am anticipating a bit of a relief rally come this week. I think we're going for an ABC correction, okay? So we've had a red week, a green week, then we'll have a red week, okay? So something like this, an A down, a B relief rally, and then a C dump, okay? And it's this dump here. We need to find that low, and I've given you the projective targets just there. You know, I think one's at 38k and the other's at 42k, I think it is. So you've got your targets if we lose key levels of support. But I am expecting some kind of relief rally, okay, because I do think we're going for the ABC right here. And equally, if we look on the weekly time frame just here, there is a trend line in the RSI that we've been trying to, you know, keep an eye on. I did say to you that when Bitcoin comes down to this trend line, this could be a fantastic entry point. Put some cheeky bids in, and look, you can see it's sat there right now where it is, you know, at 53.26 in the RSI on a weekly time frame. You can see that it comes down to it as support in a bull market. Okay, when it loses it, like I've shown you before, that's your bear market. Comes up, comes down to its support, loses it. That's your corrective wave. That's your wave 2 corrective wave down there. Okay, which we went through last year. Okay, from 2019 we went bullish, and then we rolled over, entered 2020, we had a corrective wave, okay, where we came down and we fell under the RSI just there, that corrective wave. When we picked up again, Corona dump, as you know, come back to its support, continuation. This is a continuation, because what I think we might be looking at here, and again, I've not got a crystal ball, or it's not financial advice or anything, but I did make a tweet this morning that potentially we could be gearing up for another run, and we might run a little bit longer than I do anticipate. What if, and it is all a big what if as well, what if we are looking at something like this again? Okay, we've come up, we've got overextended, we rolled back to the EMA on the weekly, went sideways for a little bit, we double tapped out basically. We found a really solid level of support just there for Bitcoin. I mean, I'm giving you that target of 42k, I'm giving you a target of 38k, but it does not necessarily mean it has to come down there, okay? You know, it doesn't have to come down there, but it's a target if you lose key levels of support, i.e. if you lose this low just here, I would definitely target putting some bids in down there, that them levels that I've given you, okay? But what if we are just going through exactly the same scenario as we did last year? Look, in the RSI, look, we rolled over, we came down to this key level support just there in the RSI, we're coming down to this key level support right now. You know, we get a bit of a pickup here next week, a bit of a relief rally, put in some kind of B wave high, and then we have sort of a C wave dump, a sort of mini ABC correction. You know, pretty much like what we did here. We had this ABC correction just there. You know, we didn't actually fall any lower in the deeper C wave, because that's how complex these waves can be. Okay, your second wave can be really, really complex. Your wave 4 can be complex. So yeah, this is what we're looking at: the wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5 up here. Okay, but what if? And it is a what if as well. It is all everything's a what if. You know, if you lose support, you've got targets to the downside. If you break resistance, you've got targets to the upside. At the moment, you've broken key levels of resistance for Bitcoin here, so you do have primary targets to the upside. You're holding a key level support for continuation, primarily the weekly 20 EMA, and like I said to you, that's an important level of support. And right now, you have theoretically bounced off it just there. Okay, so what I'm saying, are we looking at something like this? Okay, and this was last September as well, and this is one of the things that I kept saying to you, like, come September we do dump, historically we do dump, and look, it's playing out like this, isn't it? So over the next couple of weeks, can we get some kind of relief rally, then a bit of a pullback to another key level support? Come the end of September, we're going to bolt up out of it. Are we going to bolt up out of it? It's all a what if, isn't it? I wish I could say conclusively, yeah, this will happen, but it's charts, anything can happen. So yeah, I mean, what if there is a bit of a supply shock going on as well? A lot of coins are being withdrawn from exchanges. I think it's the highest volume of coins are being withdrawn. It's an even higher volume than this supply shock last year. Okay, so I remember all this. I remember everyone being really bearish about Bitcoin here. The fact that it couldn't break this high and it was going to roll. And I did see bearish content and things like that. But I was standing by my ground here. I was telling my family and friends, look, Bitcoin's going to bolt here. It's having a corrective wave. It's going to bolt, and you're looking at 64k minimum. Okay, you're looking at overextension before it runs into a low resistance, and exactly it happened because I used fibs basically. And again, I'm saying the same here. You know, you're rolling back, you're holding a key level support, you're going to bolt. You could bolt, and it is a could. It's all a big if, isn't it? Obviously, you know, everything, and even coming down here is a big if, and all there's a big if. Everything is possibilities. Nothing is certain until it happens. Do you understand that? It's technical analysis 101. So yeah, I mean, as long as you hold support, you're looking for continuation. It's when you start losing key levels of support, it's going to get quite dangerous and nasty, and you're looking at a larger correction here for Bitcoin than anticipated. But so far, it's absolutely playing out like a boss. You know, it's playing out like a T, really. Bitcoin, it's not necessarily a rinse repeat, but it kind of is, isn't it? You know, so if we don't fall any lower than this right now, and the supply shock kicks in, and over the next couple of weeks we sort of have a high and then roll over and double tap down here, have a double bottom basically, and that's a corrective wave over and done with. You could look at the end of September just absolutely bolting here for Bitcoin and the crypto markets. But I think that Bitcoin will go first and reclaim some of that dominance, because like I said to you, okay, this one thing that we do need to keep an eye on in the Bitcoin dominance is this particular level here. I gave you this target, and look, it's right there now. It's right there. So, you know, are we going to see Bitcoin bounce off here and start to pick up? Because if Bitcoin does do that, your Bitcoin dominance is going to pick back up and also going to get absolutely smashed up against Bitcoin, okay? And this is where you're going to see Bitcoin absolutely take off. I think Bitcoin will absolutely take off at this point, and this is where, you know, just like in the DXY the other week when I gave you a rising wedge, okay, and when it fell down and bounced from there, this is where Bitcoin fell, basically crypto fell, because the DXY pumped. Okay, there's an inverse correlation, and there's an inverse correlation between the altcoins and Bitcoin right here. At the minute, Bitcoin's shit in the bed basically, but is it going to bounce here and it's going to get some appreciation and claw back some of them sats against alts? Okay, because look, it's bounced off a target down here. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at as a potential play in the next week. I think we might see a bit of a relief rally in Bitcoin. I think potentially you could see some kind of lower high here, push up towards 50k, which would be nice, and then roll over. Now it's this rollover just here, not next week, the week after. Is it going to hold this low? Because if it doesn't, you've given you your targets. But if it does, you know, you're playing out like you did last year. Look, September, rolled over, high, low, double bottom, boom, gone. Okay, because if we do go through that, and we go through exactly the same phase as we did last year, okay, and my expectation of a year-end bull run, you know, the year-end and running into 2022, sort of end of January, end of February, based off fibs, it could be completely wrong, and we could absolutely extend and just go for a very, very similar wave 5 as we did wave 3, because don't forget, this is wave 3, look, wave 3, right now wave 4, and right now this is wave 5, okay, so theoretically, if we bolt out here September and we start to go, I'm just going to lay this down, just as a thought experiment, okay, again, not financial advice, but, you know, you could be looking at the bull market ending, sort of roughly, so in the next couple of weeks, we bolt out, you could be looking at a very similar scenario where Bitcoin tops out in April, sorry, 2022, you know, 289k, roughly, around the sort of area, if it goes for a very similar waveform. Do you know what I'm saying? But just because it's happened before, just here, does not necessarily mean it has to happen again. But there's a lot of confluence that's lining up here at the moment for me, you know, to say that Bitcoin could actually go on this insane run right here. It could absolutely just bolt out of it and start to go on an insane run, and it could be there by next April. Who knows? You know, if it does, even if it does come to here, you're still looking at the top end of 100k, 180, 100, yeah, 187k by my sort of target in February. If it does start kind of go on the same run, but who knows? It could get completely overextended here. So this is what I'm looking at for Bitcoin at the minute. It's absolutely playing out like this previous September dump here. Look, the 20% candle. You know, it picked up a little bit. It sort of hovered down there. Then the next week it sort of picked up a bit. A couple of weeks you made a low high, sorry. Then you rolled back to the 20 EMA again, and then you were gone. So by the end of September here, we could absolutely bolt. And there is an autumn inflation warning as well. I don't know if any of you have seen that on the DXY. You know, a lot of people are calling for inflation in the autumn. So I think this might be the catalyst to get this gone. Now, there's equally a lot of worry about the stock markets crashing and things like that. Well, it's my point of view that I do think the stock market will crash next year, not this year. I think we're getting the dregs out of the stock market at the moment. So again, you know, not financial advice, and nothing I can see is certain. I've not got a crystal ball, but it's just a theory based. Everything is theory based, you know, everything is theory based in technical analysis. So that's just a quick little update for you today on Bitcoin. I've got to go out today, so I can't spend too much time. Probably 1 or 2 videos from me today, so I do apologise. But yeah, that's just a bit of theory on Bitcoin. I think that you're potentially going through something similar. If you don't lose that support right there, you know, this support that we've created for ourselves, this low, because I'm seeing a lot of people say that this is it, this is the low. You're not going to see Bitcoin go any lower lower than that. And I do understand that, but I've got technical targets to the downside if you do lose that low. And it is all about that low, okay? Like I said to you, lose that low, you've got to put some bids in down below, basically. But if you hold this low, you could be looking at a very, very rinse repeat pattern here where we bolted out, came back to a key level of support, because that's what we're doing. Look, we've got overextended, we've come back to a key level of support, especially on the weekly. It's the 20-week EMA, okay? And we start to pick up next week and have a couple of weeks of nice sort of green weeks, or even 1 week of green week, roll back to another key level of support, and then by the end of September you're gone. Okay, I know I'm repeating myself, but this is what I'm looking at. If you hold support. Take care everyone, I'll be back soon with another update on Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye bye.